This is lesson 3.2 for pre-algebra. Lesson 3.2 is estimating products and quotients. So what we did in 3.1 was adding and subtracting. Now we're doing multiplication and division. So number one, it says estimate the product. So estimate 7.65 times 3.2. Now, notice some things. The multiplication is a dot, and this is just a period at the end of a sentence. So disregard those. So what this really is 7.65 times 3.2, but we get rid of the x because that becomes a variable in pre-algebra, and they put a dot. So now, what this is they want you to do 7.65 is approximately 8. That's what these wavy equal signs are. It means that it's close to 8, and 3.2 is close to 3. So then you would say 8 times 3 is 24, so my approximate answer is 24. So try these 3 problems, and then we will go over. All right, so 4.72, I'm going to approximate that to be 5 times 1.8 is 2. So 5 times 2 is 10. So this comes in handy when you would use this is, let's say you actually had to do this problem and you messed up somewhere and got 1.2 as your answer. Well, you should know that it's approximately 10, so my answer is way off. So that's what you should be doing in your head to double check yourself. So this is about 17 times 4. So I don't know what that is, so I'm going to have to do my little multiplication. 4 times 7 is 28. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 2 is 6. So my answer is approximately 68. Another time you could use this is, let's say you were buying something that cost $17.02 and you wanted to buy 4 of them. You would know that it would cost roughly $68, that's how much you should bring to the store with you. So let's do, this one is 8 times 20. 8 times 20 is 160. All right, so next we have a story problem. So this says, Arlene bought 6 yards of fabric to make this Lone Star quilt. The fabric cost $6.75 a yard. The sales clerk charged Arlene $45.90 before tax. Did the clerk make a mistake? And explain. So they are rounding 6.75 yards to 7. So, or this $6.75 per yard, they're saying it's about $7 a yard times 6 yards. So it would be about $42. So the clerk, it says, the sales clerk made a mistake. Since 6.75 is less than 7, so this is less than 7, it should be less than $42. So then you should go back and say, I think you charged me wrong, because really if you did 6 times 6 it'd be 36, so it should be a little bit more than that. It should be between $36 and $42, not $45.90. So try this next problem. It says, you buy 8 rolls of film for your camera. Each roll costs $4.79. Estimate the cost of the film before tax. So try that real quickly, and then push pause, and then we'll come back. All right, so 8 rolls of film for your camera, so that's 8. And I'm going to times it by $4.79, which I'm going to round to 5. 8 times 5 is approximately $40. So the cost of the film before tax would be $40. Pretty simple. All right, so when dividing, remember these names for the parts of a division sentence. So you're going to want to write this down. The dividend is the first number. What is your whole? What do you have? I have 6 people, okay? And divisor, and I'm going to divide 3. So 6 divided by 3 is the quotient, which is 2. That's the answer to a division problem. So I have 6 people. I'm going to divide them into 3 groups. That would be 2 people per group. So when dividing, you can use compatible numbers to estimate quotients. This is a really nice thing. So you know how before, when we were doing this, we would just estimate whatever's close because you can multiply any 2 numbers together. Well, if I try to divide any 2 numbers, it doesn't always come out nicely. So what they say is do compatible numbers. They are numbers that are easy to divide mentally. So let's say you're at the store and you want to buy a sweater that costs $19.50. Okay, and you're going to divide it with your mom. So you're going to divide the cost in half because she's going to pay for half of it. So how much do you have to come up with? Well, if you say, okay, 19 divided by 2, that's not very easy, is it, in your head? You're going to have to get change out and everything. Or if you round it up to a compatible number, I could say 20 divided by 2. That's really easy, and that gives us a nice round answer of $10. So here's some more examples. A bowling ball has a mass of 5.61 kilograms. Each bowling pin has a mass of 1.57 kilograms. How many bowling pins are about equal to the bowling ball in mass? So here's what you're going to have to estimate. 5.61 divided by 1.57. Now if I just did this and rounded 1.57 to 2, that's approximately 2, and 5.61 is approximately 6. I could do 6 divided by 2 is 3. That is compatible numbers. They're easy to work with and you can do it in your head most of the time. So try these 3 problems and then we will correct. Alright, so 38.9, I am not going to round to 39 because that wouldn't give me an easy thing to divide into. I'm going to round all the way up to 40 because 40 divided by 2 is really easy. 40 divided by 2 is 20. Remember, you're trying to look for what makes it the easiest. It's just an estimate. You don't have to do this for real. It's just estimating. So 11.95, I'm going to round to 12. And then 2.1, I'm going to round to 2 because 12 divided by 2 are compatible. So that is 6. Now 82.52, if I round up to 83, that is not divided by 4 very easily. So I'm just going to do 80 divided by 4. 80 divided by 4 is 20. Just round it to the most simple problem that you can get it to. Okay. Estimating to determine reasonableness. So, is 2.15 a reasonable quotient for 17.91 divided by 8.34? So, they want to know, does this make sense? Is this a reasonable answer to that problem? So what they did is they did 8.34 is 8. And 17.91 is 16. They rounded it down to 16 instead of 18 because 18 cannot be divided by 8, but 16 can. So they rounded it to a number that can be easily divided by 8. So 16 divided by 8 is 2. Since 2.15 is close to the estimate of 2, it is a reasonable answer. So use estimation. Is each quotient reasonable? And explain. So 1.564 divided by 2.3. So 1.5, so I'm going to round it to 1.5 and I'm going to divide that by 2 because I can do 1.5 divided by 2 is 0.75. Is that close to 0.68? Yes. So this is yes because 0.75 is close 2.68. So that is a reasonable answer. So this one, I'm going to do 26.0454. I'm going to make that 25, and I'm going to divide it by 5. 25 divided by 5 is 5. Is 5 close to 52? No, because 5 is not close to 52.3. Notice I'm writing a sentence because right here it says explain. That is a key word. Whenever it says explain, you need to explain your answer. Don't just write out the mathematical problem. You need to actually write an answer with like a sentence. All right, that is all for your notes